With this mod, something crazy happens when you sacrifice a true sun god to Adora. Watch to find out what happens. First off, big shout out to Dat Jane though for creating this mod. Feel like it's been a while since we've done mods on this channel. But showcase mods are always a fun time, especially this one. Even though I haven't seen it yet, it's gonna be pretty big. And that's why I'm farming a crazy amount and I've head started. Because we're gonna need a lot of money for this one. On top of a lot of money, here are also a couple of requirements we need to satisfy. We need to get level 20 Adora first, which is why I have the Energizer here. And I suppose I'll get my temple now too. I don't need a full max sacrifice, I don't think, so I'm just gonna sacrifice the minimum amount needed for a decent support sacrifice, which is about 25k. Well, thankfully that didn't take long. True Sun God can be afforded now. Let's get it. And how is Adora currently? A couple levels off, but I can use her sacrifice ability to get there a little bit faster. Here's one for level 19. And here's one more for level 20. And now let's just wait one more cooldown for the sacrifice. And we shall see what Dat Jane, though, has cooked up. So 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Dat Jane, though, has created Supernova Adora. That's what you're looking at. Basically, it gives Adora more than 20 levels. New levels 21 to 40. And apparently can solo around 10,000 above. Additionally, Supernova Adora only accepts tier 5s and Paragons as a sacrifice, so be ready to spend a lot to level her. And that makes complete sense. As you can see, even just getting the second level of Adora is $152,000. Now, it does say here that Paragons are worth up to 10x XP depending on the degree. So cost efficiency wise, it's probably worth it to sacrifice that, right? Well, I'll probably run the numbers on that in a second, but first off, let's move Adora into a more central location. Okay, apparently here still blocks a good amount of line of sight. Let's try somewhere else. Actually, wait a minute. That's cool. You can apparently put Adora anywhere you can, because this is definitely not an allowable placement on Adora's temple. Sick. Anyway, if this works how normal Adora does in terms of the sacrifice, wow, it's also really weak, level 21. I was gonna say, it's a 4-to-1 ratio for the amount of money you need to level up. So this crossbow costs about 20k, meaning this sacrifice should take about 80k off, making it 50k left over. Is that right? 42.3k, close enough, I'd say. No matter what, though, we should definitely sacrifice instead of spending levels manually on her. So, another Crossbow Master to get the next level. Now we got level 22. Blazing Heat destroys all balloon properties on hit. Now, I'm pretty sure Adora already hits all types of balloons, so that doesn't really matter. What we really need is damage, because, yeah, even level 22 is not cutting it. Before that, though, let's get even more XP. I remember that the Sub-Paragon gives heroes an insane amount of XP. Does not matter what degree it is, it can be 1. It just has to be submerged in range of Adora, and it's like a 5 times XP bonus, which is so much better than Energizer. We should probably see that at the end of this round, 358 to 324, so about 35k off of that, just for beating the round. Also, apparently Adora cannot see camo. Interesting. Well, she can be buffed at least, so give her a Raider skin here, and I guess a Mib. Oh yeah, this is also not to mention that the Sub-Paragon gives the hero like a multiplicative damage effect, so I guess that helps Supernova Adora for the meantime, as well as the XP. Anyway, I want to see what happens if we sacrifice a Paragon. Maybe not yet, just because it'd be hard to gauge the exact amount of XP I get from it. Let's wait till the levels get really, really expensive. This match should get me the next level. There we go, level 24 has been unlocked. Increased damage, pierce, projectile radius, burn damage, burn tick rate, pops all damage types, and camo. Cool, that means we don't need the MIP then, see ya. And you can now see what level 25 has to offer. Burning balloons take 10 damage from all sources, as well as, apparently, an ability. Release power when a bat or a boss is popped. Damage nearby balloons for up to 40% of the destroyed balloon's maximum health. Now the keyword there is up to. Got that sneaky sales tactic in there. But that's pretty insane if it's a percentage, because that scales incredibly well into, well, late game. Anyway, let's go ahead and sacrifice a big boy Ledge of the Night. This should get us the next level immediately. And indeed we did. Level 26 now. Is it just me, or did we also jump 2 levels? Because I think we were at level 24 earlier. Anyway, the True Sun God periodically smites balloons hit by the laser, dealing 1000x damage. Now, is that talking about Adora, or is that talking about the True Sun God? I'm not sure exactly, but I guess we can watch carefully to see if we see any crits. But as you can see, Adora is starting to exponentially increase in power. She went from strongly to the 90s to kind of blasting through these as long as the bolts hit. Let's sacrifice another Legend of the Night. So from 3.9 million to level up, all the way to the next level? Huh. I wonder if, I guess the multiplicative XP bonus applies to sacrificing monkeys too, so instead of 4x, it's 20x, right? That's the only way I could explain we jumped up a whole level there. That or, I don't know. This dollar amount is just weird. But anyway, level 27 Exhausting Heat makes it so that the heat of the sun damages all balloons on screen, slows them the further they are down the track up to 50%. As well as level 28 down here, the brightness of the supernova blinds and stuns balloons in a large radius. I kind of like that mechanic. It's the one we don't have right now, like slowing balloons the further they are down the track. The only thing I know comparable is the Elite Defender gaining attack speed when balloons are further down the track. But none of that really matters when Adora is just beating everything well in the first bend here. That was 119. Yeah, we don't even see the bad layer show up on screen, do we? Adora with a full mount range, yep. Blast the bad before we hardly see it. Now, it's time to check out the Paragon. This is about the same amount of money as a Legend of Night, maybe a little bit more expensive. Let's see if it gets us the next level immediately. No, wow, interesting. That I think it was about half a level, so it's probably just like how normal Paragons work in that. A really high degree is a huge multiplicative effect, but a degree 1, absolutely not worth it. Well, let's try the easy way out then. How about a second Crossmaster for a degree 22? Is that a little bit better? So from half a level to 1.5, it seems? Yeah, that's a huge jump. Now, I can't believe I've gone all this way without making the remark that, like, with how well designed this hero is, it legitimately looks like it could be a real BTD6 feature. I mean, as if Adora didn't have enough special effects already with what Vengeful Adora, True Sun God Adora, like, sheesh, give some spotlight for other heroes. As well as the fact that Adora has the most amount of skins in the game, if you count the She-Ra skin. Yeah, seems like Adora definitely gets the most love in this game. But I suppose it makes sense, there's a lot of cool things you can do with her. Let's go ahead and get level 29 now. Sacrifice that. And you see what End's Embrace does. It increases damage 1% every round that gets passed, and then balloons get smited more often. Level 30 down here is a Solar Storm. Bombard balloons with Cosmic Fire. When the Cosmic Fire lands, deals up to 5 million damage to all balloons based on how close they are to the impact point. 5 million damage? Okay, we gotta see like that probably against the boss later. Because it's gonna take a while for us to scale up to 5 million HP balloons. I think it takes like, till, I don't know, around 400. All this talking, we still haven't even gone through half of Adora's abilities, mind you. Right now, I'm just farming some pops for the Ninja Paragon. I want to see a more expensive sacrifice. See how many levels that gets me. But with a good enough degree, so we have to wait. Nothing too extreme. We'll start at degree 23 for now. But considering this thing costs like 3 times the amount of the Dark Paragon, I'm expecting at least 2 levels of jump. Well, let's get rid of it and see. Indeed we do. Level 31 and Adora, holy crap, has gone big. Big. A huge paragraph also for level 31 here. Let's see if we can read. Increased damage, attack speed, pierce, literally everything. The damage and bonus is now increased 1.5% per round. And passive deep breath, exhaust slow rate, release power bonus up to 60%. Smite damage multiplier 2000x. That's probably a glimpse of what Ninja QB descriptions would look like if they actually told you the, well, stats of every upgrade rather than stuff like, we turn to him when all hope is lost. So let's use the Cosmic Fire ability, at least that's what I think you call it, and oh my god. Indeed, raining Cosmic Fire all over the map. This is a thing that deals 5 million damage, right? Again, if only there was 5 million damage worth of stuff on screen. In the meantime, level 32 Exhausting Heat Slow is up to 80% effective, as well as Big Bloon Slayer. Double damage to bads, triple the bosses, and quadruple to elites. Christ, slow down. I feel like at this rate, we're going to literally one-shot elite tier 5 bosses by level 40. Not that you can really even reasonably afford, like, max level 40 Adora in a game. But yeah. I'm lazy, so let's just keep on sacrificing stuff like Legend of the Night. It feels like it gets me a lot of XP anyway. Right now, at this point, a Legend Sacrifice is giving me about 1/3 of an Adora level. So let's do one more to get to number 33. How about one more? So when a balloon gets smited on 33, causing fire drops into the location, as well as extra bonuses over here. Level 34, even more smites, exhausting heat even more effective. In case it wasn't clear, that means smite comes from Supernova Adora confirms, rather than needing another true sun god. I think it's also time we sacrifice a paragon, but a higher degree. I think if degrees matter more than maybe the raw money spent, then probably better just to sacrifice, like, the dart monkeys, because in terms of efficiency, cost efficiency, getting a high degree on this is very easy. It's the cheapest cash slider to get to, wow, 100. Okay, so I enabled a mod that actually lets me cash slider more than you normally can, so maybe I won't do that cheat code just yet. I think this is more reasonable. Go to 57, because I feel like a degree 100 would get me straight to level 40 and skip all the good shit. So here's a 57 to get us to 34, almost 35. At this point, level 35 will one-shot everything below a bad, as well as 10 million damage on Cosmic Fire. I think it only makes sense at this point to jump forward many rounds up to around 200. And even then, Adora can one-shot those F-bats coming in. So the ability to one-shot everything below a bat doesn't really matter when we can already one-shot bats at this point. But that's a nice luxury to have in the future, I guess. And now level 36 for Adora here marks nearby balloons for Divine Punishment, with an extra 50% damage bonus for marked balloons. Damn. Multiplicative effects are definitely the reason why this thing apparently can go up to around 10,000. It's already at 1.2 billion pops. I feel like it's over counting the pops, because there's definitely not 1.3 billion worth of pops here on this round by this round, so it's definitely over counting somewhere. Anyway, I think it's time. Let's use the Sacrifice Helper to get a quick and easy degree 100 and see just how many levels we get. If we skip any, I'll just simply go into the menu to show what we missed. But can this get us straight from 35 to 40? Let's find out. Wow, not really. That was nothing, in fact. We only got like 1.5 levels, I feel like. Now we can read what level 37 does. 95% effectiveness on Exhausting Heat, as well as an additional 1% of Adora's total damage dealt in additional damage. Okay, 1% of 1.7 billion is 17 million, so I guess forget about this Cosmic Fire ability. It still only does 10 million damage, right? The smites themselves will surpass that, and they scale too. What also scales is level 38. An additional 1% of current health as damage, so no wonder it can beat infinity rounds. It literally has percent scaling. I feel like that's definitely too big of a cheat code, eh? If any tower got percent damage, then yeah, they could theoretically survive infinite rounds here. That being said, it is 1% of current health, so you still need enough damage to get through the final amount. And with that being said, I feel like percent current health is something that is not in the game yet that I think would be a pretty cool mechanic. Obviously, it would need to be tweaked for bosses, but I'd like that a tower having that property for, say, something against, like, bads for late game. Very broken, of course, but current health makes it does not technically scale fully to infinity, if you know what I mean. Here's another degree 100 sacrifice to get us to level 39. So the penultimate level, Divine Punishment has double the radius, damage bonus, and damage dealt when reapplied, as well as a 99% effective slow. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's applying to bats too, because you see the bats coming in. There is no way that a normal bat on the round 309 can do that shit. So I was just about to ask whether or not, like, that would apply to bats, because if it didn't, it was useless. But if it does, it's completely broken. And I guess we got our answer. Remember, it ramps up to 99%, so they don't technically come in at 1% speed, but they sure seem to come in heavily reduced. I would say at like 10% speed right now. How about if we jump to, say, around 500? We could probably handle that, right? Of course, Adora's only gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger. Now each smite is gonna do, each smite is gonna do 70 million, and it just keeps on going up. But now for the final ability, level 40, wipes balloons out of existence on a celestial scale, and a new ability, unleashing a Ballooniverse ending attack. Well, time to end the Ballooniverse as we know it. I'm gonna sacrifice a degree 83 boomerang this time. Guess I didn't have the money for a degree 100, but this should get me straight to the final upgrade. Here we go. And Adora has transformed to her final form. Need I say more, really? Just let the gameplay do the talking itself. An absolutely unrelenting purple turning into white beam, as well as an animation, it seems like, every time it either gets a smite or it fully kills a bad out. Like, as you can see over here on the left side, it's kind of like a boss animation explosion, but a zombie balloon instead. Okay, bring on round 2025. Let's first off see how good the cosmic ability is. This one over here. Does it still do 10 million damage? Or does it scale even higher than that? I think it definitely scales higher than that. It's doing like 400 million damage per attack there. Yep, just a casual, I don't know, but 100 billion damage during that ability there. Wait, it just went down. Did anyone see that? It was at 100 billion, and then now it's down to 83, 84. Strange. It's happening multiple times too. 90 to 92 there, but I swear we were just at 95 earlier. Well, I'm not gonna question that too much, I guess. Now, despite how broken Supernova Adora is supposed to be, I'm quite surprised at how long the bats have been able to stay alive for. But they won't be able to stay alive for long when I use the Blooniverse ability. Ow, sorry. I'm sorry, I got so distracted by that noise there that I didn't see what was up. All I know is that something crazy just happened. I'll do it again, this time with the sound effect off. And here we go. A giant blast to end the universe, but the universe is still standing, apparently. Okay, I think I'm good with the Blooniverse ending ability. Here is round 5,000. Half of the rounds that it was advertised it could go up to. Let's see how far them bads get for us. And yeah, I think at this point the pop count is just completely busted. It went from 126 billion to 106 billion. Like, I would believe there are 20 billion HP worth of, you know, bad HP here. But something in the math gets completely broken that it just stops counting correctly. It's still going up, mind you, but it goes down a lot more than it should be. Cosmic Fire also insane amounts of lag, but also insane amounts of damage, up to, I think, 290 million HP there for a second. Okay, yeah, this is what is this even? We beat round 5,000 with a Cosmic Fire, but it went back down to 100 billion pops. Damn. It was a shame. I kind of want to see trillions or even quadrillions, stuff that we definitely can't achieve normally. But is there anything more we really need to see here? Except for round 10,000? I say we bring it on. Here we go. Eventually, Adora should fall. I see Saram's actually getting to the last lane, so how about we put her back on 4 first for a very brief moment. We're now up to 400 billion pops, so maybe just not using the ability. Nope, I lied. Back down to 200 billion. What is even going on? Oh, and it's over. Somehow a camo ceramic leaked to that. How about we... I don't know, get like an absolute 0? Anything to slow down the balloons in place here? Can't believe we actually could use some of these come late game. But you gotta remember that, like, even though Adora is at putting balloons at 1% speed so far in the track, the speed bonus is so insane that this is 1% speed on Moab, so just imagine if Adora did not have that bonus. Those DDTs and ceramics would be jumping to the exit within 1 frame from the entrance of the track, mind you. And I think with the... oh, no, I'm definitely dead. With the Absolute Zero and the Balloon Crush, eventually a Ceram will leak through, right? Or is that slow down just enough? Nope. It does not beat around 10,000 as advertised. But let me tell you, it's damn close. So much so that I guess we'll rain down... one last try, rain down Cosmic Fire, and maybe that will be enough to get us through. And verdict, Cosmic Fire does not work. We still die to the ceramic sides. Well, one last try. Call in the Blooniverse. Gonna take my earbuds out for this one. But let us unleash, and I think I was a little bit too early, wasn't it? I used the Blooniverse ending ability, like, before all the bads end up spawning out, so maybe that was a mistake on my part. Either way, I think it's GG still. We'll use one clutch Absolute Zero here. And wait a minute. Can we do it? Last go of bads. It all comes down to this. Those bads are literally skipping, even at 1% speed. I swear to God. Last couple ones. Let's rain Cosmic Fire down. Absolute Zero Freeze. Good God, there's a lot of bats there, and nope. Still dead. Well, I can't tell which is crazier. The round 10,000 or Supernova Adora in general. Up to 1.7 trillion pops. Not bad. Of course, as promised earlier, I would not leave you guys off without seeing how Supernova Adora does against an elite boss. So how about straight to around 120, tier 5 elite blast with 35 million HP, but only at level 28 because I said so. And it appears that, nope. Wow, Supernova Adora is really bad against elite bosses. I think we need a lot more damage or a lot more levels. Okay, how about Sacrifice Degree 87 to get level 30 Adora? That seems to do a little bit better. Let's rain down Cosmic Fire too. This should be a huge damage bonus because it's millions of HP, right? Right? Well, I might have been lied to. It's definitely not millions right now. Okay, we are making some slight progress on Blast Populus, but nowhere near as much as I thought. So how about another D100 Sacrifice? And with the sub buff, so this should get straight to level 32, 33. Any better yet? Indeed, holy crap, that was Cosmic Fire right there. And you saw it jump from 20 million damage to 1, so all we needed was a couple more levels. And well, there you have it. A lot of money you need to invest into Supernova, but huge payoff. Anyway, sick mod, and once again, thanks to Dad Jane, though, for creating such a sick, monstrous hero. If there's something else you maybe want to see me pit this Supernova Adora against, then let me know. Otherwise, hope you were as mesmerized as I am with this hero showcase. See ya.